Cup champion Darren McCarty, the golden voice of Neal Ruhl, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, welcome back everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network.
Last show 222, Big D!
That is the last show of the year. Could be our last show ever. Who knows with how things work here. My name Neal Ruhl, that guy Darren McCarty, that guy Terry Foster, that guy Sam Flannel. He's nervous as hell. Spencer Raxer, he's not nervous. His football team hasn't done anything in a while.
Hey,
but,
that's not nice.
Well, it's factual.
That was uncalled for. Factual, but uncalled for.
No, but we're going to do a lot of football here today. Of course, we'll have our Detroit Lions hometown hero, last one of the season as well. Local product as usual. So we're going to get into all of it. But D-Mac, Terry, now look, you said it, Terry. You can question Black Santa, and it's fair to do so.
He comes through, but he's a little late sometimes. Now, D-Mac, you know what we've never done before? We have never broken bread together.
We have not.
And it is about time.
I think it's about time
that we break that streak.
I think
and
you're
Black
right.
Santa was a couple days late, but he came through.
I love it. It's absolutely phenomenal idea, Terry. I can't wait to where
All right, you're not going to like this, but Black Santa brought us unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
There you go. Black Santa, believe. Black Santa knows all. He knows when you are sleeping.
Yep.
He knows when you're awake if he's not sleeping. And he knows if you've been bad or good.
That's right.
We know D-Mac never ends his sentence with a period. It's always a ... Did I not think that maybe some shenanigans? And yes, Terry, I would love to break bread with you in any other way.
Well,
I prepared. I am dipping something because these guys are heathens. No icing on the front. Look at two little kids here. Ooh,
gotcha.
There it is, everybody.
Unbelievable. There's no way you can eat that not toasted without frosting.
Well, no, because it'll dry your mouth out. You won't be
what I'm
able to chew
saying.
anymore.
So
That's why I got water here. But here it is. The Pop-Tart, no frosting. Strawberry.
There it is. Oh, the corner piece too. You know how dry that is right there.
I break all the corners off of my Pop-Tarts.
I do that too. I'm not gonna lie.
Those are my man.
I'm choking up just watching it.
It's delicious. It'd be better if it was toasted.
Well, hey, Black Santa
You're
delivers.
a savage, Terry Foster. You're a savage. You're bringing in the new year hard.
Hey, he's going ham already.
Hard.
It's New Year's Eve, and he doesn't even care.
I thought that hardest thing here was Sam Flannel wearing the Fielding Yost collection flannel today, getting ready for the weekend. But gosh darn it, Terry took it old school.
Yeah, and you know that Sam Flannel's ready to rock too because he broke a trend from the Debo flannel Friday. So
This is a new one. I made the vow that I would wear a new one every day this week, and it's got a little bit of the maize and blue, a little bit of the off maize and blue colors. But you know what? You should see what I have in store if Michigan wins on Saturday, on Monday.
All right.
Big day.
Hey, Dauber's right. The only thing Terry needs is a side of cream of wheat.
This is good. I don't know why you guys are so against
Right,
it.
you give you a side of cream of wheat, maybe, you know what, swallow down with some candy corn, you'd be all set.
Cream of wheat is good.
Savages.
Terry Foster right there, everybody, in all his glory. He has the Central Michigan shirt on. Central Michigan, the win over Michigan yesterday.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't give a damn.
Okay.
Michigan's not good in basketball.
They're a
Central
football
is
school.
not good.
He can't talk right now.
The main thing I'm trying to get
Because there's not enough moisture.
Karma is real. Excuse me. Karma is
still
real.
delicious, but the main thing for the Chips is to try to win the Mid-American Conference and get into the tournament. But you know what's going to happen. Central has got their big win over Michigan. Who gives a damn? They'll finish 6th in their division in the MAC, although there's only 5 teams in the division, and they won't go anywhere.
Look at this.
But does it
man.
really matter? Like
Yeah,
in
it matters.
college basketball? It does? Oh, okay.
I don't care about beating Michigan. I want CMU in the first round of the tournament, about to get their asses kicked by Duke or North Carolina or something.
But you know what? And okay, so Terry has spoken his piece about it. Let's go to Sam Flannel, the hardened Michigan basketball fan that tried to tell you all about the greatness that is Hunter Dickinson and Michigan basketball. Your response to that, Sam Flannel? A Central fan is just like, Michigan's mid.
Well, speaking of teams that aren't making the tournament, how about the Michigan Wolverines and that disaster that was last night? I mean, Hunter Dickinson was terrible. He looked soft. And you know what else? I'm starting to have questions. I mean, I've been having questions, but I'm about ready to send Juwan Howard packing. I miss John. You know what? You can't lose a
Let's
home
cut
game.
that one.
Sam, would you say Juwan Howard was born on third base?
Oh, absolutely, he was born on third base. He really honestly had no business being a Michigan head coach. The only reason that he became the Michigan head coach was because he was Juwan Howard, because he's that Michigan man, because he's a Michigan legend as a player, and rightfully so. All he'd really done was be a low-level assistant with the Miami Heat. He had no business being there. Come on, you're coming off the best coach in school history, which is John Beilein, and then you give the job to Juwan Howard. I understand that he had that year where they made the Elite Eight, and
Steve Fisher was.
He was. Don't worry.
No.
We're lining these things
No,
up.
Beeline's better than Steve.
Beilein's
No way.
better than Steve Fisher. Come on.
No
All
way.
right, fine. Well, we're splitting hairs, but still, John Beilein was a damn good coach, and then you give the job to Juwan Howard, who had no experience. He had that one year where they made the Elite Eight, and I was pretty happy with him. The recruiting classes looked really good. But how did those high-level recruits look last year? Caleb Houston and Musa Diabate.
They're doing well in the NBA. Diabate's with the Clippers. Caleb Houston played Wednesday night.
And was suspended.
But
And he's got an $8 million guaranteed contract, so it worked out pretty well for Caleb Houston.
But what does that tell you about them at Michigan? Because Caleb Houston couldn't throw the ball into the ocean for most of the year, and Musa Diabate had one of the rawest offensive games I've ever seen and never really developed into anything. And you got to look at Juwan Howard. I mean, when you lose a home game to a 4-8 going into the game Central Michigan team, that's not good at all. I need a pound of flesh.
How long
I need
ago?
a pound of flesh right now.
Wow.
How long ago
Right
was
now?
the question where this was flip-flopped and Juwan Howard was the Jim Harbaugh and the savior, and Jim Harbaugh was the Juwan Howard? And this was recently,
Does
wasn't
anybody in the world, Terry, flip-flop more and more quickly than Michigan fans?
Maybe when you pull a fish out of the water and they're flipping around. But yeah, because I remember Jim Harbaugh going to Juwan Howard, save me, Juwan, because you're the guy here. And Juwan says, Mr. Harbaugh, you may retain your job as football coach here. You have my permission. Now, Jim Harbaugh's the man.
But
Sam-
did anybody let it slide about, because when I hear born on third base, right, that was a term that was created for Ryan Day or somebody else, but most. So, Sam, my question to you, who was born leading off third? Who was born more on third
Who's
base?
rounded
Ryan
third
Day
base
or-
more?
Ryan Day or Juwan Howard?
Are they the same guy?
No, they're not even close to the same guy. To put Juwan Howard in the same category of Ryan Day is an insult to Ryan Day. No, seriously, Ryan Day, what's his overall record at Ohio State? Something like 45-5 or 45-6 or something like that.
45-5.
Ryan Day is actually a damn good coach who has developed Ohio State into like an elite passing offense. And Juwan Howard has done, he made an Elite Eight, but other than that, he's been a massive disappointment. And they're not going to make the tournament this year.
For the record,
It's
he is
happening.
not drinking yet. He is not drinking yet, right?
No, not yet. But
Not yet. See, that is sobriety right there.
When
Wow.
I finished my Pop-Tart.
Sam Flannel chose violence today.
Sam, could we
I love it,
see-
Sam. You're ready for the weekend. You're ready for this game tomorrow. You're more hey, you know what it tells me? I think he's a little more nervous TCU game.
Well,
than,
hey, we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss because I think I can calm Sam Flannel today, and we're going to get into it. I think I
You
can
know what,
calm.
Sam Flannel?
Yeah.
Michigan fans can't have it all. What would you rather have? A loss to Central Michigan in basketball or a loss to TCU in football?
well, that's easy. Central Michigan in basketball.
All right, well, you're going to get your wish.
Well, you got your wish. there we go.
Wow, Terry, you got some Black Santa powers too. Look at you.
I never denied that.
Could we see Juwan Howard and John Beilein getting fired from their respective positions in the same year? Because player development's not looking too great on the Pistons.
I don't. I don't think Juwan Howard is actually going to get fired. I think John Beilein is more likely to get fired, but Juwan Howard is such a Michigan legend as a figure that I think he's going to get quite the long leash. But something has to happen when you lose at home to Central Michigan. I know nobody was around to see it, and people like to pretend it didn't happen, but it's a disgrace. You can't do that. This was a team that brought back Hunter Dickinson, a guy who I was told and I sort of propagated could be the Big Ten Player of the Year and the National Player of the Year. That's not going to happen. Jet Howard, a damn good recruit.
He's a very good player.
He is a good player, but he did not play very, very well last night. This is not a team that was supposed to be rebuilding. This is a team that was supposed to be good, at least make the tournament, maybe be a top 6 or 7 seed. And they might have a losing overall record. They're certainly trending to have a losing record in conference.
He's going off.
Well, I was going to ask you guys what you guys are doing for New Year's weekend plans. I know Sam chose violence right out the get-go. He's ready to go to war, so good for you, Sam.
Thank you.
Good for
Good
you. Make sure we
Lord.
get those opinions up by the
Yeah, I think I'm going to go
itself.
to Central Michigan now that it's the basketball power. and see them battle Bellamore.
Wow. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Chuck Brewer, Sam, Overreaction Friday. Jeremy Anderson, I love Juwan. Rich Diana, Killer Sam wants blood. Rob J, for some reason, Neal sucking on Tuck, LOL. There's the Michigan fan we know and love right there.
But you know what? I understand him being upset because I was a little salty last week.
Yeah.
I didn't want to let you fellas know, but I was a little salty because Central lost at home to Missouri State.
They did.
By 12.
They lost to Robert Morris out of the Horizon League as well.
And then they beat Michigan at Chrysler Center. That's why I'm freaking out. All you guys saying that I should calm down. I think you guys are crazy. I think you guys are so sort of consumed with this great football team that you're forgetting that this basketball team is a disaster. And don't get me wrong. If Michigan football wins the national championship, I don't care if Michigan basketball loses out.
I wouldn't either.
But as of right now, that's unacceptable. You have to be. I don't get why people aren't more mad. And they're 7-5 overall. They're gonna have a losing record. Be prepared, people.
Sam, what's more embarrassing? Hunter Dickinson saying they're going to beat Arizona State by 20, then losing by 30, or losing to Central at home?
It is a tie. They're both terrible. And you know what? Nobody rode with Hunter Dickinson more than me. He's just kind of the next line of a Michigan player that everybody hates, except if he's on your team. Kind of like Mo Wagner.
Yes.
But at least Mo Wagner, he was.
At least he put his money where his mouth is.
Hey, and Mo Wagner is an
behind?
he's a damn good NBA player, and Hunter Dickinson. He's not even going to get drafted. I'm done with that guy. F that guy.
We broke him.
F Hunter Dickinson.
Hunter Dickinson
Jesus, man. Easy, guy.
No, it's okay. He showed violence. Let him go. This better be in the year end.
We need to put
at least we
ice
figured
cube
out
on
the
this
question at the end of the
forehead.
year. Why Tuck's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam.
Everybody breathe. All right. This was a bombshell.
Terry's
from Sam
fault. He
Flannel.
brought in unfrosted Pop-Tarts. I told you it would cause him ruckus in the
It's very
studio.
chaotic energy.
There's a lot of big D energy there.
Oh, man.
Everybody.
F Hunter Dickinson. We got to get that drop.
Yeah,
for sure.
can you let the people in the back know that we have a late addition to the year-end show?
Definitely.
And you know what I like? I wasn't at the crux of it for once, and you know,
as much as Nick
And
Ward.
let me emphasize this: beating Michigan, not that big of a deal to me.
look at the
Let me
Central
emphasize
fans.
this. That's was the legend killer
It's like,
Sam
so what?
Flannel's opinion, not Neal Ruhl.
Yeah, I'm gonna get blamed for it.
You are gonna get
What were
blamed
you gonna
for
say, Spence?
I was going to say, it's not really the same because Nick Ward never had that type of expectations, but as much as he faltered and didn't live up to his expectations, which were lower than Hunter Dickinson's, I'd never say F Nick Ward. I met Nick Ward a couple times. He's a cool guy. But I mean,
Terry, now we know what
Sam,
Neal
I
and
feel-
Sam was all huddled in the corner about before the thing.
The difference is Hunter
Making sure
Dickinson.
the stats are right.
Nobody's talking more ish than Hunter Dickinson right
is
now.
a-
You
that is a
have
good
to
point.
back it up. He came back this year to be that Big Ten Player of the Year, to be the National Player of the Year, to be a guy that averages 22 and 11. But he's so far faltered. It doesn't look like he's taken this season seriously. He just wanted to get his NIL money and just sort of bloviate on podcasts. I'm sick of this guy. I'm sick of this guy.
Sam,
Hey,
Tarek
he had
Inman,
13 points last night.
I'm like 3 of 8 shooting
Solid
against Central
evening.
Michigan. Come on.
Oh
Sam,
boy,
Tarek Inman in the Woodward Sports Chat said Hunter is the best athlete at Michigan. football or basketball.
No, that's
No,
Donovan
get outta
Edwards.
here.
Period.
Wait,
In this
what? There's a guy named Donovan Edwards in the background.
You guys broke Sam
You
Flannel.
broke him. You got him.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna circle the wagons here. When we come back, we're gonna be joined by our hometown hero. It's the last one of the season, so we're gonna talk to the hometown hero. We're gonna talk about some real life things. Everybody, take a breath. Everybody, I know we're excited for the new year and everything. There are big football games this weekend, but we're gonna talk some real life, and then we'll try to step back into all this. Okay, everybody.
Yep.
Hey. A lot of lobster being consumed over New Year's. I know that.
A lot of lobster being consumed over New Year's for sure. And if you want the best there is, all you got to do is hit up Cousins Maine Lobster, because Cousins Maine Lobster brings the best of the Maine coast to Detroit. Try their variety of sweet, succulent Maine lobster menu items and their 2 food trucks rolling around the city. You can find their events scheduled on cousinsmainelobster.com and through their mobile app, where you can easily order ahead and earn rewards. You can even scan that QR code right there and figure out where they are in the city right now. So make sure you guys check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
We here at Woodward Sports would like to thank everybody who helped us stuff our studio. The 3rd annual Stuff a Studio was a major success, thanks in part to our partners at Guardian Alarm and Myers Stores for making it all possible. And of course, we couldn't do it without our community leaders and viewers like you. Thank you for dropping off toys to our studio that were taken to the Mott Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor, so every sick child could have a happy holiday.
We are incredibly grateful for Woodward Sports, Guardian Alarm, and Meyer for making the holidays so special for our patients and families.
So what we do is try to bring some normalcy to their lives at this time. This is a labor of love. It brings so much joy, and not just for the families and for the children, but for our staff.
Thank you.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Neal Ruhl here for Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. Membership start at just $10 a month. You can join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home. Jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com right now. And don't forget, Woodward Sports broadcasting live from the Planet Fitness on Eureka Road in Southgate all day on Friday, January 6th. Meet Darren, McCarty, Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, and the rest of the squad. Chance to win tickets. See Joel Embiid, James Harden, and the 76ers square up with the Detroit Pistons on January 8th. And also, free pizza for everybody from noon to 3 o'clock as well. Join Woodward Sports and Planet Fitness at the Planet Fitness on Eureka Road in Southgate. That's coming up Friday, January 6th. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Back at it. We are off and running on a Friday. Tons of football to get to today. No question about it. Huge games this weekend, and one of those games will take place at Ford Field, the biggest Lions home regular season game in a long time. Let's just say it like that. And you guys know how we do here. We like to welcome to Big D Energy, the Detroit Lions hometown hero. You'll see him on the field this Sunday as the Lions square up with the Chicago Bears. SFC Richard Arter, he graduated from Utica High School in 2006, joined the Army as an airborne infantryman, and served in various assignments, including a 2008 deployment with the 125th Infantry Brigade and another in 2012 with the 126 Cavalry to Afghanistan. Now, while serving as a recruiter in March of 2018, and while on duty, SFC Arter came upon a car accident in Flint and was awarded the United States Soldier's Medal for saving the lives of 2 passengers that day. SFC Arter currently serves as a recruiter in Lapeer. He is this weekend's hometown hero. SFC Richard Arter, appreciate your time. How are you, my friend?
Good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for taking the time out of the day to come in through here and put a stop to all this madness. You know, you're serving your country right now, Richard. You certainly are. So we appreciate it. You know, let's get into that. Local guy, obviously. And before we get into the military service, you got to be this is the biggest regular season game the Lions have played in years, man.
Probably since I've been alive.
Yeah. D-Mac, think about that.
No, I agree. I mean, I remember a couple of them along the way, but I mean, this is what this team's done, and I think it's important. So, not only to be honored and, like Neal said, get into the military, but how about your Lions fandom growing up? Have you always been a Lions fan?
It's been rough, but yeah, I have been, right? We always watch them. I mean, we're from Detroit, from Michigan. We always watch the Lions. They don't always do the greatest, but we watch them.
Right.
And this year, every year like this, next year they're going to do it. Next year they're going to do it. And this year it just seems like they're playing better than they've ever played. I think they have a great chance. And if they win the next couple of games, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no question about it. Lots of love on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. IT Hips, thanks for your service. I'm a sailor myself, so people always have a lot of respect. So Richard, let's go back to that day, man, where. March 2018, you're up Lapeer, up the Flint Way, working as a recruiter. Kind of take us through that day, because I'm always fascinated by this, because it's funny to me that the soldier's way. Do you guys fall into that, into your training, into your programming, when you see a situation like a car accident on the side of the road? Do you just go into character almost?
I wouldn't say that. I think it was more being a recruiter. So we have like MEPS, which is Military Enlistment Processing Station, which is in Troy. So I was working in Flint, and I was coming back from there. So I just enlisted a kid, and I was on the way back. And to tell you the truth, it was like the traffic, and on like 75, when there's an accident, it backs up for 40 miles.
Right.
So I was in a government vehicle, so I was like, well, if I just get in the shoulder, I could pass most of the traffic and get back to my office and go home, right? And that's really what it was, and I hate to say that, but it was. And I was like, man, I'm in a hurry. I'm like, I just enlisted the guy today. I get to go home early. I want to get home, see my son, right? So I'm like, I'll get home early. And as I pull over, there's a truck jackknife on the side of the road. It was right on the intersection of 69 and 75 westbound.
Okay.
So I kind of come around, does that jog across 75, and so I start skirting over it, because it's got to get on Bristol Road, so it's like a quarter mile up, and I'm like, I can head all the way down the side of the road, government vehicle, ain't nobody can stop me. I'll have to, like, what's going on? And oh, nothing, I'll just keep going. And the truck was jackknife, and I was like, oh, a truck went in the ditch, no big deal. And then somebody stopped me, and she's like, it's so bad. And I'm like, it's a truck in a ditch. Like, okay, we get the guy out of the truck, and he's fine. So what happened was the truck was entering from 75 south onto 696 at like 70 miles an hour, and didn't realize it was stopped traffic, and hit a car at like 67 miles an hour. So when it hit the car, it drove it into the ditch in front of the truck. So it just smashed this like old Malibu, and it looked like a smart car. That's how small it was.
Yeah.
So what I found out later, at the time, I just got out there and I saw that. So the lady like pulled out. I was the first there, and then the cops haven't got there yet. So I started providing assistance, and unfortunately, there 2 people did die in the car accident too. So it was the father and the little girl died, and then the mother survived and the uncle. So that was the first family vacation they went on with a newborn, like she was 3 years old. They flew in from Detroit, and the uncle came to pick them up. The sister's, I think it was her brother, came down to Detroit, picked him up, and they were on the way home. So a truck hit him. I get there, and when I first get there, the dad was, when I saw him, he was kind of messed up. So I was like, okay, he's not going to make it. So I moved to the front seat, and then the uncle, he was bleeding a lot, but breathing. Then the mom got out, and then the daughter was in the back seat. So I hopped over and tried to get the daughter out. And then by the time ambulances and stuff showed up, I pretty much there the whole time. And I just left, right? So I didn't say anything to anybody. So after it was done, I was like, all right, see you guys later. And I got back in my car, went to my office. Didn't really think anything of it. And then the mother of the daughter and then her family wrote a huge letter to like Trump and everybody at the time, and I didn't know anything about it. And so the one cop from the state police was one of my buddies, so they kept asking who the guy was, and they're like, oh, it's my buddy Arter, and he works right in Flint. And they're like, oh, really, we got to talk to him. So then they came the next day, and then I got called into court and all that stuff too. So it was pretty traumatic for that family, and it was I got an award for it, but I really wish I would not got an award for a family losing that. So
I think that's a great, unbelievable, not only lesson of how precious life is for
100%.
Different reasons, but also too is that the sacrifice to your intentions, right, where we all have, but at the end of the day, your compassion for fellow human beings, and maybe some of that training was for that. I guess my question to you is, what is it going to mean to you to be standing on Ford Field, because that has to put into it, because you not only served your country, but you also continue to serve your country. You continue to do, like this, not looking for accolades, trying to get home, but the right things done. What will it mean to you when the people that are watching this see you on Ford Field to have a piece of what this is? Have you thought about it?
To tell you the truth, not really. I don't think anybody.
Well, you're welcome then.
Well, I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody really joins the military as like, hey, I can't wait to get a thank you. Because if you look back at the Vietnam vets, they came back and it was a horrible experience for those guys. And it has changed so dramatically from Vietnam to what it is now. And, I see those guys and I'm just like, I couldn't believe what they went through compared to we get home and it's like, thank you, we love you, thanks for what you do. But I don't think anybody joins for like, hey, I just can't wait to be thanked for my service. But it's super grateful. It's super honoring to very honored to be thought of to go down the field. And it's exciting. I'm pumped, but,
I got one more question.
Yeah.
For us that aren't military, that want to honor the military, want to give back, and there's tons of people like that, just from you, from yourself, what is there any advice, or what is there something that people can do that really means something to you guys, coming from a soldier, a guy that's been around it, you've been in it, you're recruiting for it, so obviously the process, what is something like somebody that isn't involved but wants to support, what's the best thing that they can do?
There's a ton of things you can do, but really for us, the thank yous mean the most, right? Like, thank you for what you do is you'd be surprised. And I don't care if I'm having a bad day and I'm in a uniform and someone's like, thanks for what you did. That's like, oh man, it puts a smile on your face.
That
right?
means a lot.
Oh,
right?
it means a ton. Can you imagine not getting a thank you? And it's just like, hey, so when someone's like, thanks for what you did, you're like, oh man, thanks for your support. Thanks, it's awesome.
There, as simple as that, Neal.
No, it is.
Thank its servicemen today.
Talking to SFC Richard Arter here. He's this weekend's Detroit Lions hometown hero. You see him on the field down at Ford Field. A couple of deployments to Afghanistan as well, from Utica High School, class of 2006. So, in relative terms, I guess one of the younger bucks that we've talked to. But what about that, though? And we'll kind of leave it at this. As you've seen this turn, as far as military appreciation and things like that, and we've talked about media and we've talked about coverage in media and stuff like that. I think that changed for a lot of people with Desert Storm, and we saw we saw rockets being launched on television in live time and explosions and stuff like that. It got real for people. You think that kind of played a part in it?
I think media has pros and cons.
Which I agree, no doubt.
Like sometimes it works fantastic for us overseas, and sometimes it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
I'd say yes, and that's a hard question. I could see it helping, but also I think it. The way I think it helps is it makes people understand. Like when they see some of those videos and what they're doing, it's like, oh my God, I'm actually seeing firsthand what people are doing. So
that's why I love the pictures we get. We were just running the pictures of. There are rockets launching.
Yeah.
Your job, as I always say, your job is to stay alive that day, right?
Yeah. So
that's like D-Mac. It gets me every single time. Your job is to stay alive that day. Yeah, and then he goes and starts talking about something. I'll never get past that, man.
Absolutely. I love it here. Burnsy's in here, says, I'm in the National Guard, too. SFC Arter was one of the sergeants in my unit before I went to basic training. So, what? That's... And I think it's the connection. Well, I just want to see, the connection that we all have in the community and different things like that. I'm not going to repeat what he said next. No, I'm sorry.
Probably something bad, I know.
Well, SFC Arter, we certainly do appreciate your time. Enjoy being out there on the field, and most importantly, bring home a win, man, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, thank you for your service. And WoodwardSports.com chat thread's going crazy. Tons of people thanking you for your service. We echo those sentiments, and thank you for taking the time to come in.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. SFC Richard Arter, the hometown hero. Big thank you to my guy, Ronnie Cyrus, all season long for hooking up. He does all the heavy lifting. I stand here in a microphone and talk. Ronnie Cyrus makes this whole thing go.
You talk, I look pretty, Ronnie does all the work.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't both look pretty, and it ain't going to be him, so, it's got to be me. But no, thank you to Ronnie all season long. Bog projects, man.
Oh, man, the weather outside, maybe a little doom and gloom. The temperature's up, but the rain is coming in, making those yards muddy. So at Alta, Uptime Matters, Alta Equipment, they have everything you need to get the job done. In case you got a bog project, Alta Rent, they got you covered. Give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
I love Woodward Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private land reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at FoalingWarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac, Sam Flannel, who is on one today, Spencer Raxter. That will not be the only mortars fight. You talk about mortars fighting.
The artillery rounds.
no, it won't.
Man, what a story, though, saving those people from that car wreck.
Yeah, no doubt, man. They're programmed that way, bro. Like, I'll never get past that, dude. I never will. Like, just how your job. Hey, we gotta stay alive today. Okay, let's go. Let's go about our business.
And believe it or not, Neal, some people think of the fear the same thing as talking in that microphone like you do, right? It's that mentality that you have where it's like, what are you talking about, right? This is what it is. That's their mentality.
Yeah, it's wild. The human nature is wild to me, man.
Human condition.
The human condition is absolutely wild. The condition at Ford Field. I think it's going to get a little bit wild on Sunday. I mean, let's take a look at this, and we're going to get, obviously, we're going wall-to-wall football today, by the way. Yes, the Red Wings melted down last night again.
What, you think they were going to do 2 games in a row, get down by 5 goals and whatever? That's quick thing. That's what's supposed to happen when you're a team. Buffalo, we compare them, and they got our number and stuff, but a team that's trying to do what the Wings are doing and get back into the playoffs. When you're sitting at home waiting, you're counting on those 2 points because the Red Wings played the night before. They look tired. They got to bounce back. For everybody who's down there, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Detroit Dabber 313. They talk about staying alive as easily as Neal talks about his second furnace. So, yeah, put that in perspective there, T-Foss.
I got it.
Yeah. Like T-Foss, he wants unfrosted Pop-Tarts, you know.
I like them.
Lions, Bears. Just give me some 30,000. Terry, what are you expecting? What are you thinking? Because, hey, I know for me, and we got into it yesterday and got accused of PTSD. I'm looking at, the more I dig, the more I'm looking at matchups, and the more I don't like what I see, man.
What I expect is, the Lions to become men again. And by that I mean being tough in the trenches. I think they're going to get back to their ways of running the football. They're not going to totally stop Chicago from running the football, but it's not going to be ridiculous numbers. And the bottom line, it's going to be a crazy crowd at Ford Field. The Lions are wearing their throwbacks. They've been embarrassed, and I'm sure they have been preached each and every second of being in there that you guys weren't men last week. You were kind of wallflowers. You got your asses kicked. And Dan Campbell said it over and over and over again. Maybe the best thing that could have happened in this team, because when you're a young team and you go through a period like they did, and you don't lose, and everything kind of works out, you kind of let your guard down a little bit. And I think that's what happened with Carolina. Carolina hit them at the exact right time. But now, that they know that they can't just show up and play football and win, I think they'll be a little bit key to
Are
task.
you one of these people calling for the 41-10 win?
No. It's never like that. It happens now and then. But I am calling for the 31-20 win.
Okay.
I'm locked up
30,000.
with Terry on everything there. What I think that right to come out and play now. What was the secret to their success? You know, the win of the turnover battle. You know, being disciplined, which they've been pretty good. But they got to come out, and if they can get Chicago, who we know is 8 straight losses, nothing to play for, give them a reason not to play. Right? That's sort of in the first quarter coming out, using all these things to your advantage. Right? We're going to improve. I expect us to be more disciplined. I expect us to not only improve on our manhood and stuff like this, but take care of business. Now, here's the beauty in sports, right? The blessing in disguise is what Dan Campbell's talking about. The blessing in disguise along the way where you get punched in the mouth because it could be the perfect storm, because you get punched in the mouth, you have the home game, and you know you're not going to let the Packers take you off guard or whatever else. But if you're riding in and say you squeak by Carolina with not your best effort and whatever you did that, you got punched in the mouth, boom, it was the end of the season. They got punched in the mouth with 2 games left, still being able to control their destiny. I think this could be a great sign, and I think that's what Dan Campbell means by that.
Here's my thing about it, and for the Bears, you got to be kind of a fantasy geek to understand this, or you have to have had them on your team for an extended period of time. David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert are and Sam Flannel marked me on this. David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert are a very good backfield. Very good.
No, they definitely are a very good backfield, and they're supplemented by the best running quarterback in football by the numbers this year. Justin Fields already has over 1,000 yards rushing, and that could present the Lions a big problem, especially since they're coming off that disaster at Carolina. My thing is, it's the 3-12 Bears. I know that there's some matchups that aren't super favorable for the Lions, but they have to win this game. There's no excuse. It would be a disaster if they lose. And even though the Bears can run the football, and that you think that kind of shortens some games, well, then how do you explain the fact that in their last 8 games, their 8-game losing streak, they're giving up 32.6 points per game? And by the way, the Lions have a good offense. I mean, a top 5 offense by the numbers. So this is a game that the Lions, there's no excuses, go out and win, and sort of keep those playoff hopes alive to go to Green Bay.
And Spamo, I got to tap you as well. I got to go around the room. Yeah. I got to see the lay of the land. Where are you at with this game?
I think this is obviously a very winnable game for Detroit. They play very, very well at home. Their offense is very, very good at home. I think it's going to be different than it was in the first game. They have something to play for. They have, all the hopes on the line with this game. So I expect them to go out there and win. I expect it to be a 33-24 kind of game. And I do agree with you, though. I am a big Khalil Herbert guy. I think he's a very good player. So you got to watch out for him, but hopefully the running defense will step up unlike it did last week, and they can go out there and get it done.
See, here's the thing for me, and as that line, and yes, you guys know this, I do let the line dictate what I think about matchups because they don't give money away out there. They have very nice buildings that they pay for with your money. Like that's what
and
that's
they
what it
usually
is.
let you get a little bit of theirs early and take a lot more
later.
Plate,
Absolutely.
Right? At the end of the day, you're like, dang, I was winning at one point.
Yeah, it's just as this line continues to creep up, and now you're seeing 6.5. It's going to start pushing 7. I think what happened in that Carolina game, I think people are being very dismissive of, well, it's a one-off. As I read The Athletic and Charlotte and stuff like that, and some of the Charlotte newspapers, Terry, what they did in that football, and they were free about it when they talked about it post game. All the Carolina backfield, their coaching staff, they said we use their defensive ends and their aggressiveness against them, and we saw whatever gap they vacated being aggressive, and that's the gap that we ran at, and that's why they couldn't stop it. It's not like they didn't know. I mean, when you get gashed for 300 yards and a half, you know what the problem. Terry, they couldn't do anything about it.
Right. And what did we say about the rush ins at the beginning of the season? too aggressive, and they're just playing with their heads are on fire. But then when they started winning, we said, you know what? They're not as aggressive. They're kind of holding their own, and I think they got out of what got them there. They just said, okay, we're just going to rush, do our thing, and we're going to win this game. And that's not the way. You have to have tactics to win in the National Football League.
Rob J says the Bears have checked out. That's part of the other reason why, I lean towards the Bears with the points in this game is they cover all the time. And Brandon Katz, for all his ups and downs, he said it the best. Like, they run the football, they possess the football. It's hard to blow them out, which is all true.
No, and here's the one thing. I think that the dismissiveness is looking, where was it played? What was the temperature? At different, what was this to what is being played now? You're bringing it back to Ford Field, home field, the way your team has proven that they've played. I don't think it's dismissive to the fact, but Brandon's right. When you got Justin Fields, who only puts the ball 15 times in the air, that we are focusing on this running game. You just got gashed for a franchise record by the team that played you before. So I hope you have tape on how to improve and be more disciplined and do your own job. So why not? You're going to be tested, Neal. So I guess we're going to find that out early. But if they take care of the run, and they're going to allow probably Fields to get some yardage, but if they can limit him and not allow him to go over 100 yards, then it limits what Chicago can do. Spenny, what'd you say, 33-24?
Yep.
I got 34-20, right? But I think it's one of those games, and I just think that ineptitude late, that people are, the overconfidence is the fact is how we played at home and how we played as of late. And have we learned? Has this team learned when Dan Campbell says that this was a lesson that needs to be learned, we improved on? We've seen improvement, right? We've seen improvement in the coaching and stuff like this. I don't expect to get gashed like we did last game, but
it's on the table.
Go by the numbers. It's there. You'll be watching for it. What's the first thing you're going to watch for? Oh, good, man. We stuffed them on that first run play.
You guys will laugh at this. The Bears' first play is big, I think, in this football game.
Sets the tone.
If they run, they run a little delay, kind of take a page out of Carolina's playbook where they wait for a gap to open and attack that gap. They do that in the first play. They crack it for 9 yards or 13 yards.
But you got to expect that. So what is Detroit going to do? Expect Chicago? It's a copycat league, so they're probably going to I wouldn't be surprised if we're playing the old quarterback game, run right. At the bar, the QB1 or whatever, run right now, but Detroit has to adjust. And if Dan Campbell, from what I heard him say, is that guys were doing other guys' jobs, they weren't disciplined in the lanes, all this stuff from the beginning of the year. That could be youth too. You revert back when you get confident, right? You don't do the little things. You don't stay on point because, you know what, we got this.
I feel
you don't. And you got slapped to the way that you should, as the second youngest team in the league, when you don't do it the right way by a team that is fighting for the playoff that had a bunch of men on there.
No doubt about it. I have a what if though that we're going to talk about when we come. We're going to push the nickel packages back just a segment if that's cool with everybody to do. I have a what if question about the Lions Bears game, which we will get into real quick. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Man Bear Pig says make Fields throw the ball. Well, I mean, I'm sure they wanted Sam Darnold to throw the ball too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like?
You can't make somebody throw the ball if you can't stop the
It's
run.
not Madden. It is. It's not Madden. Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. They have a new podcast called This is the S Word to help fight the stigma about seeking help. If you're struggling, go to thesportsma.com. If you know someone that's struggling, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
most people see these guys as just athletes and want to see them perform real well and do real good. But at the end of the day, they're human beings.
Yes.
And so somebody that I cherish a lot, and ultimately I can just help facilitate this with all of you guys and all of my team. But this was really Jeff's idea, and I just wanted to do the best I could to make him, the Lions, and everybody in the community know that the players on the team love them and the people in the city.
It means the world to me. I know growing up, I wouldn't make it to where I was today without the help of other people. So
For sure.
be able to give back, I think it's the ultimate blessing.
We're going to be here to give them joy, give them hope, give them life, let them know they can accomplish greatness in their life.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times in life, it comes to confidence.
Yes.
Once you lose confidence, it's very, very difficult to get to where you want to go, whatever your dreams are. Whether it's a painter, a mechanic, a pilot, an attorney, you got to believe. You got to believe that you can do it, that you can accomplish it. I'm really just trying to tell the kids and the parents that you can do it. You are doing great. You are parenting well.
Yeah.
Life has struggles and ups and downs. Ultimately, just letting them know that we're here to support, but yet they have a great opportunity at life still. They have a lot in front of them.
Yeah.
And always being there for them, even after the event's over. I think that's the biggest thing to me, is to let everybody know that we're here much after this 2-3 hour event today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Neal Ruhl here for Bedrock Detroit. Downtown Detroit's all decked out this holiday season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway, you know the players. The Giant Slide, the Winter Bumper Cars, and Indoor Arcade. Plus, you can get drinks at the Lodge before or after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. We'll see you downtown. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Just trying to have a discussion about the Lions-Bears game. We're going to get into Michigan, TCU. We're going to get into Georgia, Ohio State as well. Just a little, we'll dip our toe in the water on that, just kind of see where everybody's at before we go into the weekend. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Rad Dad Scott, Woodward Sports the best, and how much they give back. Nothing but respect, boys. Appreciate that. It's important around here. It is. There is no doubt about that. Got a what-if question. Pretty basic. Terry, I'll start with you. What if the Lions lose? Is it over? Was this all fugazi? Was this all fake? What if they lose, man?
If they lose, then this whole thing is just what the Lions do. It's what they do on occasion. They tease you, and then right when it's time to make the big leap to something good or great, then they fall apart. This is what happens if they lose this game. Because if they lose this game, they're going to lose in Green Bay, won't make the playoffs, will be below 500. And the ugly history of the Detroit Lions will rear its ugly head again if they lose.
I don't see it like that, man, because it's different. And you know what?
D-Mac, is it different, though?
All I would say is that the oven to what is cooked at the end of the season, right? You can do better. You've improved. Look at everything you got. You can't, everything we talked about, your draft capital, your salary cap of what this team is. Technically, Neal, from a 3-win team to an 8-win team or a 9-win team. The fact we're even talking about playoffs this deep in the season, a must-win at home.
No, honey bun. If they lose, they can't win 9 games. The question is, if they lose,
it's still okay. To your point, even if they only win 8 games or 7 games,
so you're cool. Even if they lose, you're cool.
It changes. The clock will go out. It's an oven, right? It'll be baked. Now, it may not be further down the road, 75, as we use an analogy as it is, but you can't say it's the same thing. They didn't. It's the same thing, and they didn't finish. But it's not the same thing going into next year. I don't hold it like it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world to me. There it is. It's not the end of the world. It'll be disappointing, but I've seen the good things that have been done and the setup for moving forward. So I'll be disappointed, but then it's more, to Terry's point, it's more of a facade that they got to get things in place, because there's no way they should lose this game.
We all agree that the future is bright because of the young guys, but if they lose these 2 next games, it is this is no different than what the Lions have done for the last 30 years.
It would feel the same. It would, for real.
It would be. Because they've stumbled and lost 3 games in a row and finished 9 and 7.
So I'm not going to allow myself, because things have changed. Just like when you said you went to the first Wings game and watched it, just how things have changed. So I'm not going to get back in. I'll be disappointed. But I don't know if I expect them to win a playoff game. To depend, like, you know what I'm saying? It's where we're at right now. I'm happy because we've progressed and we got out of the mud, and we're going to move forward with what we have. Yes, it could feel like the past, but I'm not going to let it ruin my parade.
Here, right now, do you expect them to make the playoffs?
Yes.
It was a long pause.
Right, because I expect them to win today, and I expect that this Green Bay game will tell you everything, that if this getting punched in the face of Carolina mattered or whatever, but you got to worry about this game at hand, which I think that if it's everything we think they are, they will take care of it like we say they will.
They are. But if they don't, aren't you saying, what the hell?
They got more room, because here's the one thing, guys, right? What did we think was really improved over that winning streak? The defense. It's not. Okay? It's not. You don't have a second. You do. It's more of a facade than anything else, in my opinion. So the fact that it's going to break you down, that's what's going to keep you, because you can be able to put the points on the board. So the fact that what we saw, is that real or is that not? Can you fix it? Can they bounce? Can they avoid the things? Can they learn the lessons? So it's all part. I got to let the clock go out. It's on a different. They've already proven to me that they're a different team.
The defense did improve, because at the beginning we were talking about the defense historically bad. It wasn't just bad.
Well, last game it was historically bad. How do I know? Because Carolina set a franchise record.
That's a good point. But didn't they play like 6 or 7 other games where that defense?
Well, they got better, but it's not if it's a facade or not. They got improvements still to make. You know, obviously getting guys healthy, figuring out where things are. So I'm not going to go back to, it's the same old Lions, because they've improved, right? I was worried that we were going to be 3 wins, that this wasn't the right regime and the right guy. I'm sure that it is.
And the clock's not even up yet.
What's that?
And the clock's not even up yet.
Well, the clock's not done and the oven's done. So to my point, I guess I'll have to wait to see how it plays out, Terry, because my pause lends me to believe that I'm still. But I'm not going back to same old lines. Does that make sense?
No, that's fair.
If the worst case scenario from this point forward happens, then it is same old Lions.
They are who we thought they
happens.
were.
Now today we're not expecting it to happen, but if we roll on in here Monday and like, damn, they just got trucked.
But when's the last time we needed to win 2 games to get in the playoffs or to be in this position in this conversation?
2016.
You know this, man.
I know we usually do the late season run, but when we're out of it, we got to worry about everybody else controlling our destiny, not us controlling our own.
No.
That's
the Lions have also stumbled at the end of seasons.
Yes,
I remember the
6-2.
The 6-2. Mike Fury, who's a
arena football legend,
right? But he was a defensive player. They moved to wide receiver. When they were 6-2, before we were in the locker room. And before he left, he said, "Media, you can kiss our ass." As soon as he said that, I said, y'all ain't making the playoffs.
Here's the reality, Neal.
You got nothing
The
to
reality
man.
is Dan Campbell's put himself in a position that he hasn't been in. And how many times have we seen him as a coach be in a position that he hasn't been in, not succeed or fail to come back? So this might be the disappointing end of the season, but to me, it doesn't take away from the progress made this season.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Steven Syrett says if they lose, it'll take another year for them to prove they aren't the same old Lions. Stephen Baffy says, overall, I'm encouraged by the run that they went on. Chief says, we're on the right track. And that's, I'll be disappointed, especially if you lose to the Bears. It's the record, and it's being at home, and it's all that, because I get the feeling even if they win this game, I still don't think they're gonna go to the playoffs.
So isn't the question that is this game the game that proves to you it's not same old Lions? Because if they take care of it, I
got to be consistent though, D-Mac, because to prove it's not the same old Lions, you got to go to the NFL playoffs.
You got to go
man.
take something.
Yeah, you got
to.
That's it.
Yeah.
That, you know what? Damn it, that's the best way I've heard it. You want to say it's not same old Lions? You go take something.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Green Bay with a playoff spot on the line, and you bust them in the mouth.
Yep.
That's how you prove it's not same
You
old
guys
Lions.
trying to jump steps. You guys are doing a great jump box step. That's
the line, D-Mac.
No, I understand that's your line. That's not my line.
It's gonna be
line,
like that.
Hey, I know you like to move the post, but mine.
Oh yeah, here we go. Even my own friend, Darren McCarty.
No, you don't. But no. So your expectations are what? I guess that's what.
I don't
do you
expect
accept?
it now. I don't expect it now. But that's you want to bury SOL. You bury it when you go take something.
Right, exactly. So unless they won't bury SOL unless they win these last two games and get in the playoffs. But there's improvements. So you've changed. Things have changed. I just don't think that this first time around, because when I've seen Dan Campbell in first time around situations, he hasn't gone through with it, right? He hasn't succeeded. He's failed. But he's learned from it, and he's come back and succeeded further on down the road. Here, let me tell you about Lady Jane's, because they always succeed. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home. How does $200,000, $200K sound? Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
All right, time to talk about Phillips. No, not former ambassador of the United States to Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Vincent, and St. Christopher, Nevis Anguilla, Earl Norfleet Phillips, but Michael Phillips, of course. Looking to buy or sell your home, whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the number one option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That is 313-403-0011.
Oh man, I'm going to take the hat off to that one. I said before the break, I go, last Phillips of the year, no pressure, and did he hit me.
He knocked it out.
I told you there was howitzers and bombs and nukes flying off in the studio. The Legend Killer's on one today, guys. He's on one. That
He
was
did
impeccable
not hit it out of
delivery.
Comerica Park.
This is an
He hit
all-time-
it over the center field wall at Comerica Park.
into the shrubbery.
This is an all-time.
How about the
final episode
delivery?
so far?
$1,000,000%.
Hey, the delivery. He nailed the delivery.
Yeah, it left me nowhere to go to for the Monroe Street Midway Minute. But hey, if you know somebody with the last name of Phillips, and maybe they were an ambassador to Barbados and Antigua and St. Kitts and all that stuff, bring them up here and go hang out at the Monroe Street Midway. It's the guts of the holiday season right now. Looking for something to do today? New Year's Eve. Slide on down there. Winter bumper cars, the Arctic Slide, the Puck Putt as well. Lots of toasty treats, as they like to say, in the holiday season as well. Pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bites. You know what it is. The Midway Arcade, drinks at the Lodge. And oh, by the way, we don't talk about it enough. The shops down there, too, at the Monroe Street Midway. Go shopping downtown. It's like a real downtown area. It's awesome down there. Lots of fun. Make sure you bring the family out there. It's funny how, like, this New Year's thing, it comes up on you so quick, and then it's over, and you're back to work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've been working the whole time because that's how we are. But everybody that's got all the time off, it's over before.
10 days off.
I know, right?
Must be nice.
Tell them to go down to the Monroe Street Midway and kick it for a little while. Drinks at the Lodge. I'm sure they got scotch.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's go. Let's quit messing around. Get down there. The holiday season, Monroe Street Midway, all winter long, downtown Detroit.
Sam, can I make a request? Can you copy and paste that whole title and put it in the Woodward Sports chat so people can see how impressive that was?
I can do my best. I'll get right on it.
All you can do is your best. Sam Flannel.
That's it.
That's all you can do.
Hey, that was an all-timer, and I'm not trying to brag.
That was an all-timer for sure.
Oh, man. It is the holiday season, though. New Year's Eve. Bowl games on the television starting right now. Brock Osweiler's the color analyst.
Brock Osweiler.
They're
I
in
actually
Charlotte.
don't mind. I've listened to him do a game before, and he's informative.
Bring something to the table?
He does.
All right, good. So he's a better analyst than he was a quarterback.
I mean, I always saw something.
That's what got me thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about it. Dude, you found your niche.
This is why, to me, the bowl season will never go away, Terry. It's like, I know Maryland's about to play NC State.
Pageantry.
It's something that's on during the day. We need more sports on during the day. That's why the European soccer thing works, because it's on at 9 a.m.
Yeah, but you know what's going to kill it, though? Live streaming.
Yeah.
I can watch whatever I want during the day. I don't have to watch this bull.
It's not bull. It's Tulia Tagovailoa. That's what it is right
playing?
now. Yeah, he is.
Nice.
68% passing completion percentage, 7,700 yards career.
He didn't enter the portal?
No.
All right. Is he coming out this year or is he staying?
He's been at Maryland forever. He's got to come out, right?
I feel like he does.
He's got to be a senior by now, you would think.
Yeah,
I mean, he could be
he's on the Hunter Dickinson plan.
Yeah, he could be like Connor Shaw for South Carolina and just play for 10 years.
He's gonna leave Maryland like Hunter Dickinson should be leaving Michigan with a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD, a doctorate.
Hey, if Talia's not 40 years old by the time he enters the draft, I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on the guy. Talia Tagovailoa. I'm not saying like high round, but like 5th round, 6th round.
I figured it out, right?
What's that?
Spenny likes booze. He loves donuts, and he likes quarterbacks that are maneuverable. That he's gonna always get on one during the draft. You think that he's gonna be
not a high, like I said, not a high round pick or anything like that. But if he's still there, like
like a 6th rounder, why would you draft James Houston instead?
Stephen Baffy says, "Why watch bad college football when I can watch Woodward Sports Network?" No, we're obviously you can do that. You just have it on in the background like we do right now. Just keep an eye on it. Hey, you want one real quick? Take NC State for your lunch money. If you're working.
Is that a get right?
Are you putting on a get right?
No, it's not a get right.
It's like lunch money, sprinkles?
Little lunch money. The game's on. Let's do something.
Bowl games are so hard to bet on, too.
Yeah.
You don't, like you said, you don't know who's playing.
Tua's little brother over Lil Levis, though.
Yeah.
Although, did I just see something gross? It didn't come. Somebody might have said something on here that the Lions need to draft Lil Levis. Somebody on this network.
Oh, it was probably Maz.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was somebody. It was somebody. Actually, I think that Neal
on the
had
morning show.
Some respect for.
A man that I looked up to.
Yeah.
In certain
at one point.
fashions, it was.
It was. You believe that?
No.
Is he losing his marbles?
What did Adam say?
They should draft Will Levis. Lil Webby.
We don't say that name.
Sorry, Lil Webby.
All right, sorry for hijacking the segment.
No, it's okay. It's the Duke's Mayo Bowl,
Is
by
that
the
what
way.
it is? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, nice.
How would you like to
never
get poured
seen-
mayo after you won?
I would hate
Oh
it.
my God.
I would hate it.
I've never seen a jar of Duke's mayo.
In a supermarket. I think it's only in the South.
It's with the unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
I do
didn't
see
see that
that.
either.
It's, no, it's
Black Santa
Happy
found
National
them.
Bacon Day.
Yeah.
Okay. Black Santa will bring you some Duke's Mayo next Christmas.
I
on
can't
like
wait.
January 5th or something.
All right. It won't be Christmas Day. I'm not going to be under the tree like, okay, where is it?
No, absolutely. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Rack says, I love that the New Year's Day games are on January 2nd this year. We now have 3 strong days of football this weekend. Rack.
I don't know about strong.
Yeah, the Rose Bowl's got to be New Year's Day.
The granddaddy of them all.
I will watch it. Although, by the way, half the teams aren't playing.
Yeah.
Your guy Joey Porter Jr. out. All of Penn State's draftable guys out.
I don't blame them at all. They're about to get a bag.
Yeah, but
Joey
when
Porter
you're-
Jr. is about to get 15 mil.
Neil,
for
you
signing.
still feel that way when you have NFL football going on New Year's Day?
No, I hate it. I hate it when the holidays are on a Sunday. I hate that. And look, I obviously like NFL football. I like watching NFL football, etc. It's just, for me, New Year's Day is the bowl games, right? And I know it's been bastardized, and I know that it's changing, and I know nobody plays, but I'm going to watch the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day, even though it's ridiculous that they have as much power as they do at the Rose Bowl. Like, I agree that's ridiculous. But still, with all that being said, those shots of the Rose Bowl, man, with the sunset, it's actually, this is going to sound weird, it's hope that gets me through the Michigan winter. I'm like, one day it's going to be like that here. It's far away from now, but eventually it'll be like that
Climate
here.
change is real, Neil. It'll happen soon.
He's a traditionalist.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not.
are.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't think that the Rose Bowl should be holding up the whole college football playoff. Like, fall in line, bro.
That's why the Gator Bowl is getting more.
Gator Bowl, baby.
The Gator Bowl is the new Peach Bowl.
No, the Gator Bowl is the new Rose Bowl. If you don't watch out.
The Peach Bowl, man. They're doing it. They're doing it right though. Big play by Maryland to start the game. That's all right though. You guys know how we do. We'll get you that lunch money.
Or, never mind.
I was going to tell it, whatever you took Miami of Ohio for, run it back. Remember, I gave people a little nooner.
Little nooner.
Sprinkles.
Nothing wrong with a little nooner.
No,
a little afternoon delight.
So Neo's going to get the money back that he lost you.
No, we won that
No,
one.
they won, yeah.
Terry, I win almost as much as Tua.
Okay.
You can laugh at it all you want, but
You want to touch on that for a few minutes here?
Yeah, it's Tua.
The Tua situation
Tua
with the
alive?
fact that it comes out that Mike McDaniels has
Yeah.
to recognize that in a film study a day later. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I mean, I get, like,
What was the whole point of them?
I mean,
having
the whole
spot?
thing is that isn't the spotlight the most on him for what had happened earlier in the year when he got his second in the same game and he comes up like this and
well, I'll put it back on you, D-Mac. When you talk
you can never
to him,
put it on the player.
No.
Between
Yeah, they don't want to play all.
I get that though, but when a guy wants to be out there, you know what I'm saying? Like Tua, you can say what you want about Tua. He rides for those guys in the locker room, and they ride for him.
No, I get it, but you got to be bigger than that. If we're gonna, I don't know what the answer is, right? But you can't leave it to the player's discretion to whatever else because he's always going to want to play and he's always going to think he's all right even when he's not.
Right.
And to step away. So I don't know. I know that they got this guy watching it, this guy, but shouldn't you? Maybe to the fact if you do get dinged and are in protocol, then you have to continue to do something because the worst case, Neil, isn't for the now. It's how long does this last? And every time you get it, it lasts longer. I mean, it's an issue that doesn't have answers, but the red flag is the fact, like, and obviously, like, he throws 3 picks and stuff, but the fact that it's the coach in a film study a day later, how much damage has been done up to that? Like, there's just too much we don't know. I guess it's, what is the right answer? Does anybody have the right answer? It looks so bad, right? When you're supposed to be watching this specific person because 4 weeks ago, right? He was out. We saw we thought he was half dead on the field, right? When you don't have like the brain damage to not have the neurological responses, doesn't that put you another step forward, like further ahead? So I don't know, dude. It's just sad. It's sad because guys are all gonna ride or die or whatever like this. And then are you kidding me? Back in the day, seeing stars, whatever like this.
Got your
How many
bell
times? Oh, get your bell rung. You know, you're gonna be in there until somebody tells you that you can't, because you don't know the difference. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just, is it weird to anybody? Or is it wild, or does it raise red flags to anybody that it had to go down this way?
No, and here's why. Because like in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread right now, Chief says coaches are the problem. They have to recognize the health concern, which isn't fair.
Coaches
they
have a lot
coach
to-
football.
yeah.
They coach football, man. They're not concussion specialists or head trauma doctors or anything like that.
Didn't they bring in concussion specialists
Yes.
to be like, all right, he's concussed, pull him out?
And Paul Thomas says Mike McDaniel clearly wants W's, could care less about Tua's health. He's the one that pulled the plug on Tua. Tua just got ruled out. Rack says Tua just got ruled out for the weekend. So that's Mike
Rob
McDaniel
says
that did
chill
that.
out or whatever. No, guys, you don't understand. You obviously haven't been in the middle of CTE and how bad it is, or to whatever else. I don't want to hear like either he comes back or he doesn't come back, whatever it is, and then next thing you know, there's 44-year-old Tua Tagovailoa who dies of because of concussions or some stuff's gone to it. I don't know.
It is the coach's fault. I know he's not a doctor, but he's the CEO of that company, of that team. He's got specialists that he counts on and can ignore their advice. He's got doctors who are probably telling him, don't play him, and he can ignore them. So it is his fault.
Yeah, but he's the one that pulled the plug on it.
Okay.
When he saw him spacing out in a film session. So
Probably could have done it the day before when he was on the field.
Throwing 3 picks in a row?
Right.
Does that, you're a Tua guy. You're a Tua ball thrower. I mean, the way he overthrew and threw it to Jair Alexander, and the way like some of those throws, they didn't look like Tua throws.
No, those were really bad interceptions.
No, they were. Yeah, no doubt.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you lead up to it, it's just something that it can't be brushed under the rug.
No, I get it. 100% I do. But Tua wants to be out there for his dudes, man.
No, I get it.
He does.
I get it. It's just
Cintron. Cintron, the official energy drink of the Red Wings. They've combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into the Red Wings 6-pack sampler box. You can try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic and sugar-free, all in one Red Wings themed package. Get yours at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
We here at Woodward Sports would like to thank everybody who helped us stuff our studio. The 3rd annual Stuff a Studio was a major success, thanks in part to our partners at Guardian Alarm and Myers Stores for making it all possible. And of course, we couldn't do it without our community leaders and viewers like you. Thank you for dropping off toys to our studio that were taken to the Mott Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor so every sick child could have a happy holiday.
We are incredibly grateful for Woodward Sports, Guardian Alarm, and Meyer for making the holidays so special for our patients and families.
So what we do is try to bring some normalcy to their lives at this time. This is a labor of love. It brings so much joy, and not just for the families and for the children, but for our staff.
Thank you.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetter8.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Get your customized approach to weight loss. Our own Ryan Ermanni, he's in the fold right now, down over 15 pounds with Custom Health Centers. They've had over 20,000 success stories. Ryan Ermanni will be another one. You can be one as well. They've helped many former professional athletes lose weight and improve their health. Eddie Murray, Detroit Lions Pro Bowl MVP kicker. Yes, a kicker was a Pro Bowl MVP. Think about that for a minute. Former Piston bad boy Rick Mahorn. He's down over 50 pounds. He looks great. Saw him on Monday night. You can start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health. 844-789-8446. Again, 844-789-THIN. It's Custom Health Centers. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. You know it is a football Friday. It's time for the NFL Nickel Package. We'll get into Michigan TCU in just a little bit as well. We got the beat drop. Let's roll.
All right, first question of the NFL Nickel Package. Who is more likely to lose this week that will benefit the Lions? The Commanders or the Seahawks?
Initial reaction, I'm big on the initial reaction, is because we're going to see the Mike White experience again.
Mike White!
And I'm here for it. I do love that guy.
I love Mike White.
Yeah, he's the modern day backup. He's the modern day Gardner Minshew.
He's the Sean Hill of New York.
He's the modern day old school Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
You know, you never know what's going to happen. You just know he's going to throw for 4 bills. Now, it could be 4 bills with 3 touchdowns or 4 bills with 5 interceptions. Who knows?
Who knows?
We don't know. So, just in that, Deshaun Watson, by the way, seems to be putting it together little bit by little bit. And again, D-Mac, you guys are going to crush me on this. The point spread is telling me the Browns may win that game.
The point spread's telling you the Browns will win that game, and that's where you got to go. And who would have thought a guy hasn't played in the league for 2 years or so and needs some games to get back into to playing, and Deshaun Watson being around. So who did you go with? Seattle? You didn't pick. You see how do you see how he did that? He just tried to sneak his way out of it.
I am going to go against my initial gut reaction because normally I was going to say Seattle. But I think Deshaun Watson is going to continue to put it together. I think they're going to beat Washington. And it makes no sense. What the point spread makes no sense. None of it makes any sense.
Massage boy.
Wow. Hey, I'm not asking him to give my wife a massage, man.
Did you watch Alice in Wonderland?
Probably.
And they had the little rabbit hole where you just go down?
Yeah.
That's where Seattle's going down.
You think so?
Going down the rabbit hole. That's where they're headed.
It's just hard to go out there and win, man, except for the Panthers. What do you got, D-Mac?
I'm leaning your way. I was looking at this and then saying, is that like Deshaun Watson finally looking like a quarterback, and the Browns just seem like they're there. And you know what? With Washington, they're not sure on their quarterback. I like Taylor Heineke because he's a competitor, a warrior, but at the end of the day, can't get it done. And Carson Wentz ain't the guy. So I'm gonna go. I know
Wentz isn't the guy.
And the caveat, Neal, the tipping point is the line. The Vegas, what Vegas
even
is telling.
with Wentz playing, T-Foss, even with Wentz playing, there's no way that the Browns should be like teetering as a favorite on the road in that game. There's no way. What do you got?
But you know, Wentz stinks. So.
That's fair.
It always comes back.
We got Browns and T's got Seattle.
Second down.
Second down. Worst QB situation. The Cardinals rolling with Trace McSorley, or the Colts rolling with maybe Nick Foles again, or Matt Ryan, or Sam Ehlinger.
And I saw this, and I'm wondering, are you talking about like in totality for the team?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so as far as totality for the team goes, I think that the Colts are in a much better quarterback spot because they can make Matt Ryan go away for an $18 million hit next year. You know, you can cut Ryan, and you're going to pay the crux of that. Let's see, with this salary, you're actually going to save $17 million on your cap because he's a $35 million guy.
Yeah.
So you're going to save, by the time the cash is about $10 million.
Neal, you're
All right,
going to
let's step outside of Neal's financial world.
Terry, it's what runs football.
And let's be real. The Colts don't even know who their quarterback is. They pick a new dude every week. So when you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. When you've got 3 or 4, you definitely have none. I'm gonna say the Colts in the worst position.
In the bigger scheme of things, dude, you got to go to the contracts, and the fact that Kyler Murray's sitting there, you can't get out from underneath that. So there's a way out. Terry's right though. This specific game, because you don't even know who's under center. I don't even know if the Colts know who's under center.
Right.
But I think in the long run, you'd hate to be in that quarterback, with the way that they've hamstrung themselves in Arizona.
Yeah, the Arizona can't get out of that till 2025 at the earliest. And even that's a $33 million hit.
Yeesh.
So give me the Colts. You're saying if you have 2 or 3, you don't have any. I'd rather have none than have Kyler Murray be the one I do have at that price.
Well, at least he can sort of play.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, you're more than sort of paying him.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
fair. That is fair. And Cliff Kingsbury might be out. I saw these clips from the Hard Knocks.
There's got to be a pound of flesh, right?
Yeah.
Right? There has to be.
I saw the clips from the Hard Knocks, and he was having like a meeting with the owner. It didn't look good. But next up, right now, put it in wax. Who is your NFL MVP?
I want it to be Jalen Hurts so bad because I want to be right
It should be
so
Jalen
bad.
Hurts,
But this falls back on the whole how Steve Nash has one of Shaq's MVP awards and how Jeff Kent has one of Barry Bonds' MVP awards. Like, stop getting cute, cut the shit, and give it to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's the most important player in this league. He has been, he is, he will be for the foreseeable future. I'm sorry.
By a mile. Who said it? Brandon Katz even said, look at that. Brandon Katz, Mahomes is the MVP by a mile. That one I agree with him.
Yes. I mean, he's the best quarterback I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes. I know he doesn't have the numbers yet to be the GOAT, but he has a chance to become the GOAT if he wins a couple of more championships, has more MVP-style seasons. Patrick Mahomes, give him the MVP.
We got T-Foss.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes is in a different situation than Shaq. I mean, he's not as dominant as Shaq was at the time. I think they'll give it to Patrick Mahomes. But it's going to be close because Jalen Hurts is going to get a lot of votes. But I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you can't miss a 6 of the season and get the MVP award.
Well, it goes back to our
think.
conversation about Nick Bosa and about, like, legitimately, like, because, you know what, how valuable is he on that team with what he, you know, there's different conversations, but in the NFL, it's quarterbacks league.
Yeah.
No, and look, I understand that, T-Foss. And look, you're dealing with media, right? Mm-hmm. You're dealing with media voting,
yes,
so
sir.
Who knows what they're on? Who knows what ish they're on?
Well, they just think differently than...
They're on ish?
No, they don't think differently. They don't think. They try to play true to a narrative or do things just to be different and stuff like that. Like, sometimes the easy choice is the choice.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that does happen, I'll admit.
Like voting for Herb Jones to win Rookie of the Year instead of Cade Cunningham.
Right.
But other than that, fourth down.
Fourth down?
Will the Chiefs, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, cover the 12.5 spread versus the Denver Broncos?
That's in Denver.
12.5's a lot.
That right? That
Yes,
game is in Denver.
It is in Denver.
No, they're not going to
All
cover
day.
that. They're not
Just
gonna
like
cover
last night, they're going to cover by 13 because last night Cowboys, you know, they got it by a half. Yeah, they will. Absolutely. This Russell Wilson, schmozzle, dazzle, whatever like this, I see it. I see him putting a number on these guys. Coming off of Christmas Day, firing the coach. I get what you're saying.
Talk some sense into this,
All right.
man. Tell him how life works.
Man. NFL, it's a one-score league. Denver and Kansas City are sort of rivals in the same division. They've got this hatred towards each other, which closes the gap between them when they play each other. They will not cover that spread.
Okay. And then I want to show you, like, you guys could absolutely be right. But you know what the beauty is? If you're not, you can't probably catch me in the
That game is in Kansas City. I'm sorry. That game is in Kansas City.
I wasn't going to burst your bubbles like that, boys. Of course it is to have that big of a spread. But they're going to put one on for that reason. You don't think there's blood in the water to get it going with what they know and the way that they're like, I see this one being... You just got trucked with 50 points put on you. You fire your coach and all of a sudden changes with the what's going on in that locker room? We're taking this Russell Wilson ship down, baby.
That's what I'm saying. How about the Russell Wilson story, by the way?
I agree with you about the one score, everything that you said. I agree. But this is not the case.
Have you guys heard like that story, like the ish that's in his contract? We gotta talk about that
Russell
one day.
Wilson?
Yeah.
No.
Crazy stuff. His own parking spot.
He's got an office.
Yeah.
But here's the one thing. Jerry Jeudy, the wide receiver, just came out in defense. First guy I've seen come in defense of Russ Wilson. Right? Saying all this garbage, you don't know what you're talking about. He did this, like, sort of defense.
When you're exercising on the plane to London, you're a douchebag. All right,
Listen,
sit down.
That's fair.
He's done. And this
Sit down.
even further goes to bake him to a crisp.
All right, sit down.
Final question: could Tyler Huntley leave the Ravens to a W over the resurging Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Ravens are fine. Like it's funny. Huntley
Very
is
fine ball club.
Yeah, they're a very fine team. They have very fine players. They find ways to win, dude. That's that organization's DNA.
It's true.
They win there.
And it's because John Harbaugh is one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time.
You know what? When are people going to start coming around to that?
He needs some respect for sure.
Well,
and I feel that way about Mike Tomlin, too.
This year's
Mike
tough,
Tomlin,
dude,
for sure.
because they've given up, right? They've been ahead by 2 scores. Like 7 times that they've lost.
I get it. And it's not in a vacuum.
It's not
like
linear
that.
to whatever,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that you're right. He should be considered, but this year, looking at some of the decisions that were made, aren't his best year.
What do you got, T-Foss?
Yeah, I think the Ravens, they don't need a quarterback. I mean,
you're right. You know what? They don't.
They pretty much operate out of the wishbone.
They don't. But the Ravens and the Niners don't need a quarterback. It's only two organizations that don't need it. So I think they'll be just fine.
They're a very fine ball club.
Hey, I respect what they do. Not championship contenders, but they're damn good.
They're a very fine ball club. Tell them about Guardian Alarm, D-Mac.
Absolutely, guys. Last one of the year. You know it, you love it, whether it's for home, anything, your business, what you need. Guardian Alarm, they got your back covered. So if you want to be part of the Woodward Sports, Big D Energy family, you can be. But I need you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Now, I mentioned earlier, Fielding Yost lent one of his original collection to Sam Flannel to wear today in the Debo Spotlight because Guardian Alarm has been protecting the flannel all year long. How many straight days?
187.
187 straight days of flannel protection. If you want that type of protection for anything that you care about, give Guardian Alarm a call today. 1-800.
Stay out. Get out
Stay
of my
of the
house.
End zone, Justin Fields.
You bet. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell them, Big D Energy, we sent you.
Stay out of 300 yards in the rushing column, Chicago Bears.
Bam.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Back out of here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, of course, T-Foss, no Black Santa. He has been put away for the holiday season, but he did bring some unfrosted Pop-Tarts for D-Mac.
And they were delicious.
And
D-Mac
T-Foss
had
ate
a couple after the show.
I would not. That's blasphemy. Right?
It's like, I don't know.
Black Santa
If
brought
I
them
want
for
to
you.
have that, I'll put a chew in.
Yeah,
it's the
like,
same thing.
There's cardboard in the back we can bite on.
Black Santa brought them for you,
And
Darren.
you don't even live in the hood.
Yeah, think
this
about
is a
that.
special
He did
trip
not
for you.
bring them for me.
Yes, he did.
Well, you know
He
what?
got
Then
up
it wasn't
early.
very thoughtful. I didn't ask for them.
T-Foss.
When he found out I couldn't find him, he said, "Damn it, I'm going somewhere to get him."
And T-Foss, he woke up early at like 1 o'clock yesterday to go to the store to get
He
him.
probably went to Bilo's to get him, to find him.
No, that's the toaster treats.
I think he'd be very happy that somebody who enjoys them is enjoying them.
I'll tell you what, toaster treats are Like,
toaster strudels. Don't get me into the toaster
not
strudels.
toaster strudels, toaster treats.
What are those?
Off-brand Pop-Tarts. They're like...
They slap?
They slap. Like Cheese Nips, toaster treats. I'm a big Cheese Nips guy.
Cheese Nips are legit.
Cheese Nips are
legit.
I would argue Cheese Nips are better than the Cheez-Its.
I said the same thing, and I got chastised
Then
for
Cheez-Its.
it.
I'll draw my sword on that
I said
one.
the same thing. Got chastised for it on heavyweights.
Oh, it's two different ones?
You bring me in one day for that.
Yeah. Cheese Nips are the off-brand Cheez-Its, and I think they're better too.
Flocka Waka, Cheese Nips are gross. Flocka Waka, you're gross.
You're gross.
All right, how about that?
Flocka Waka out of here. Get that Flocka Waka out of here.
Michigan TCU.
Are you going to let us talk about them now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Very fine ball club.
Very fine ball club.
Had a very fine season.
All right, T-Foss, I'll do this. As I got into my study on it, I do not like this matchup for TCU. This 3-3-5 Rich Rod-esque defense that they run. I don't like the problems it presents for TCU's front and their linebackers. Donovan Edwards. Now, is he... I know this is Michigan we're dealing with, so we don't know. I heard the cast is still on. I heard the cast is off. He's still having problems. He's not having problems. Do we know, Tifa? What are your media brethren telling you?
I haven't talked to him about it, but I'm assuming he's going to be out there. The hand to be a little bit better. I don't know if he's going to have his cast on or not, but the bottom line, Donovan Edwards is a strong back.
He's a very fine player.
A strong line. In this 3-3-3-3-5, whatever the hell TCU is playing, is not going to be able to hold up.
Hey, you guys stop. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Francis Garcia, LOL at Neal, referencing Rich Rod. That's a defensive play. That wasn't even tone, D-Mac.
No, you were naming a system, right?
That he used.
Right, I get it. But, people are just letting you know. That is my question here, right? That came up, and maybe you guys can answer it. Do you guys fear Max Duggan more than you fear C.J. Stroud?
Yes, you should. They should.
All right.
Well, you go right away because let's start there.
I'll start a poll.
Right. So first of all, if you think that Duggan, now I think he's tougher. I think that's a ball player and stuff. But do you think with him in that system, do you fear more than Ohio State and what C.J. Stroud and what he had?
Ooh, now you fear him more because he hasn't been bitch slapped. By C.J. Stroud's been bitch slapped.
No, but going into that game.
What?
I meant going into that game, like, we were all worried about this. Like, is it the same thing? So the first question to answer is, because if you don't, then you move on, right? If you don't, then you move on. If you do, some respect, then you break it. Then you can break it down.
Yeah, but Sam Flannel, like, here's the deal with me. As I've gotten deeper into looking at this thing, and look, Max Duggan, very fine ball player, Heisman finalist, had a great season. He was a great player this year, a great player,
right?
And took TCU to heights. It's just, Sam, for me, when I look at this football game, can Duggan make plays? Absolutely. Absolutely, he can make some plays. It's just, you guys have heard me use this terminology before. When you start talking about you're counting on parlays to hit, like, you have to have Duggan play a very, very good game, one of his better games of the season. Parlayed with Michigan turning the foot. Michigan's got to help them.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I kind of said before, that if Michigan just plays a good, clean ball game where they can run the football, which I believe they will because they are playing a TCU defense that isn't very good, that does run the 3-3-5, and Michigan has, once again, the best offensive line in college football, the Joe Moore winner again, and Donovan Edwards, who, despite having a cast on his hand, just is coming off the greatest two-game stretch a Michigan running back has ever had. I just think in this game, if Michigan just plays trench warfare, like World War I style,
which is their specialty.
Yeah, honestly, it's a pretty good statement.
It is. It's true.
That's how they win championships.
Do you think they'll ditch the face masks for this game?
They have face masks. I'm just referencing World War I because that was
that's
also
the last time they won the solo national title.
No, but yeah, if the only way that TCU can win this game, the only way that I would fear this is if Michigan comes out and turns the football over. Those kind of self-inflicted wounds, those unforced errors. And I don't know. I know that I'm not trying to be too dismissive of TCU, but I think Michigan got a break playing them. I think TCU is the weakest team in the college football playoff. I think, like Ohio State, they kind of backed in. I think if Clemson and USC would have taken care of business, they would be in.
I thought even with their loss, their resume was still worthy.
But what about if Clemson and USC win their conference? Clemson won their conference championship, but they lost that game to South Carolina. Or if USC wins their conference. I don't know how much emphasis is put on winning their conference, but TCU did not win their conference. Kansas State did.
No emphasis is put on. As a matter of fact, you only have to go to the conference championship game to get in the playoff.
Ohio State found that out, but they still only have one loss.
Yeah, absolutely. But DMAC, styles make fights, and that's the way, right? And I'm waiting for the tweet after the game. I told you, Neal. After they beat TCU, the styles don't mesh, man. You play pro sports. People think pro sports are about players and tactics and things like that. That's about matchups, dude.
Well, it is about matchups, and you expect, like Sam said, absolutely the Harbaugh way: ground and pound it. Make when you bring everybody in the box, make the throws that you need to. I think the confidence in J.J. McCarthy to be able to do that at the moment won't be too big for him. Is there? You have all the confidence in him. Now the big question is, Sam, what's the number one receiver's name?
Quentin Johnson.
Quentin, do you think Max Duggan and Quentin Johnson, if they put on a performance, right? Because you nailed it as far as Charlie Jones and Purdue.
Yep.
If they go two-man system the whole game, right? That's what you're worried about.
Let me jump in on that, Sam Flannel. Here is TCU's hope to me.
Yes.
That you have to go Quentin Johnson exclusively. And we saw Michigan State do this with Keon Coleman for a stretch.
Should have kept
Purdue did it with Charlie Jones.
For a stretch. If you throw him 22 balls.
Who?
You know what? Like because things
if he's
shrink.
Playing, don't you expect it?
Yeah, things shrink, right? When you get in these championship games and playoff games, things shrink. Because if I'm going to go down, if I'm TCU, I'm going down with my dude, getting every opportunity.
I don't know why they wouldn't, because Quentin Johnson is probably going to be a top 15 to top 10 pick in the next NFL draft. He is extremely talented. He is the guy that you worry about. TCU also has a good running back in Kendre Miller. He's another one that we kind of sleep on. But Quentin Johnson, the one hope that I have for Michigan, kind of slowing down Quentin Johnson to an extent. I really like Michigan's freshman cornerback Will Johnson, as the heavyweights know all too well. I think he's sort of that. You go ahead. I want Neal to hear this.
He said he's the next Charles Woodson.
As a corner, he has Charles Woodson-like potential as only a corner. He's a 6'3" corner. He has all the physical tools, and I think he's a guy that could maybe limit Quentin Johnson. I would shadow him with Will Johnson if I were Michigan. He's a future Thorpe Award winner. He is a future top 15 draft pick, and he has had
they always got to do this, right?
Damn good freshman season.
Terry, they always got to do this. Where look. Obviously, I have tons of friends that are Michigan fans. And contrary to what you guys may think, I want my friends to be happy. I do want Michigan to win, so my friends are happy.
Okay.
What I want personally, though, and what I think professionally are two different things. However, that being said, they always got to do that, Terry, because now I want Quentin Johnson to light this guy up, because there will never be another Charles Woodson. Arguably one of the greatest football players of all time.
By far the greatest Michigan player.
By far the greatest Michigan. Good catch.
Remember,
by far.
I said as a corner, because one of the reasons that Charles Woodson was a Heisman Trophy winner was because he was also a punt returner and a part-time wide receiver and obviously a phenomenal cornerback. I think as a corner, Will Johnson has that sort of ceiling. I'm not saying he's going to be Charles Woodson.
No. He's going to be Charles Woodson. You did say that. That's what I was told.
I said that he has Charles Woodson-like potential. At the very least, I think he has Derek Stingley Jr. and Sauce Gardner type potential.
Let me back it up.
Do you think he can be Sauce Gardner? Because that's pretty high praise, too.
Yeah.
Flannel, back it up. You got to back it up. Sam Flannel, back it up.
Got to back it up.
Yeah, come on, Sam
brag
Flannel.
for a second. I met Will Johnson as a sophomore at Grosse Pointe South. And you could tell the dude has got something going on. Of course, it's high school and stuff. But Sam Flannel, how about this? That Will Johnson can be a very good shutdown corner in the Big Ten.
What about this from Brandon Katz? Desmond Howard is the greatest Michigan player of all time, not Charles Woodson.
No, wrong.
That's wrong.
Patently false.
False.
Yeah, that's a bad take.
Yeah, 100%.
And I mean, all due respect to Desmond Howard, he was a Heisman Trophy winner as a wide receiver. But Charles Woodson is one of the best college football players.
He's one of the best football players that's ever walked the earth.
College and NFL, just like a first
one of the best football
yep,
players.
Mic drop. There's nothing else you can say about it.
Yeah,
it's got
resume
nothing left
speaks for itself.
Yeah, like Charles Woodson and
LT
and Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, Tom Brady, Aaron Donald.
Like one of the best of all time. Woodwardsports.com chat thread. Francis Garcia. Next year, when Michigan loses 2 games, everyone's going to say they're done with Harbaugh. Look at that schedule. There is no way in the world they lose 2 games next year. No way in the world.
Hey,
that's not hating. I would set my schedule up the same way.
Factual.
And guess who's coming back? J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Edwards, and Will Johnson to continue that.
The Don.
The Don.
And you know what I'm hearing already? Next year's Michigan team is going to be better than this year's team.
The offensive line's going to be even better.
I don't know about that.
The defense is going to be better.
Donovan Edwards. Oh, can they catch him? No.
Have you already gotten rid of Blake Corum?
Jesus Christ.
Wait a second. Are we making plane tickets to New York already for Donovan Edwards? Is that what he just said?
Next year? I wouldn't.
You know what? That one.
Sprinkles?
Hey, I would sprinkle
a couple?
Yeah. The problem is the Michigan hype machine is gonna crush your value on it. Like he's gonna be like 15-1 to win the Heisman.
And then he'll have to battle J.J. McCarthy. So they're going to take away the votes from each of them.
But they'll both go there.
Do they send anyone to New
But
York
they'll
for the
both
September
go.
Heisman?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Guaranteed September.
Right?
Guaranteed September Heisman. Hey, wintertime's better in Detroit, and it's better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf, the Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? Stuffed potato pancakes, they're back. The Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster are all in play at Big Boy. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning. You'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. Get the Australian Gold Designer Skin Cal Tan and the official beauty lotion of Spencer Raxter, Swedish Beauty.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. Hey, maybe you can go outside and get some vitamin D. Oh, wait, the sun's been out once this month. And it'll be out once before May. Get to Chili Peppers Tanning. Get some sun. Get some vitamin D in your life. Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all. That little extra exhale by you after the oh yeah.
You didn't give me the chili pepper tanning.
Oh, man, sorry. I'm slacking.
Chili Peppers Tanning.
I'm engulfed in the chat right now.
Oh,
Chili
fish.
Peppers Tanning.
Thanks for that, fish.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah. But we're talking Michigan TCU. I got a critical question for the room, and we'll start with Sam Flannel. And Woodward Sports chat poll, by the way, do you fear Max Duggan more than C.J. Stroud? 55% of you say no. I was told C.J. Stroud's a bum, remember?
That's shocking to me.
I was told he's a bum.
I guess they can't fear anybody because they're the mighty Michigan
Yeah,
Wolverines.
that is
He's a
it.
bum for one day.
Mike Hyleton says, replace Neal in his tone with Dion. Oh, our guy Dosa Dion's in the house. All right, that's cool.
Those Dion's the man.
Yeah, he is legit friend of the network.
Yeah, we had him on heavyweights the other day.
Yeah, that's safe to say. What if Michigan loses? Sam Flannel?
Man, that is a place in my brain that I don't want to go to, that I'm having a hard time going to because I don't think they will. But if they lose to TCU, then they're kind of that same old Big Ten good team that goes to the college football playoffs and craps the bed. That's if they lose, because Michigan is better than TCU. Michigan went to the college football playoff last year and played a defense in Georgia that had 5 first-round draft picks, and Jalen Carter and Kelly Ringo were on the team too. That is more understandable. This year you're playing a team you're favored than, you have a much better defense than, you have a comparable offense than. You cannot lose this game. This would be, I wouldn't say the whole season was a complete and utter failure, but I'm not saying that. You got to take the next step as a program. Go in and beat TCU. It would be a disaster. I would be throwing things in the sound booth on Monday.
What if they lost, D-Mac?
Yeah, if they lost, it's a huge blow. Right, I think to the progress to what they want. You know, they've obviously made a big step in doing one thing and going and beating OSU and OSU, but this is the next step. For me, it's almost like the Lions this weekend, Chicago, getting themselves into that game against Green Bay next week with something to play for. This is what the Michigan game is to me. It's beating TCU to get into the game, probably against Georgia, right, to play for the national championship. So to me, if you don't, then yeah, okay, you did one little thing, but this is the biggest disappointment, because listen to the expectations of the people. Almost not taking TCU for granted, but everybody thinks that they're under us and we should take care of business, we being Michigan, because I got the shirt on today.
Would it be damaging, T-Foss?
It's not only damaging to Michigan, but it would become official. The Big Ten is a
punchline
pile of garbage.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's, this goes beyond Michigan, because all these teams that they kicked their ass didn't even break a sweat, and then TCU comes and beats them. The Big Ten, we suspect that this garbage, but there's still some people out there say, oh no, the Big Ten's a solid conference.
It's a very fine conference.
Can I tell you what would be even worse than Michigan losing? Michigan loses, Ohio State wins. And it's TCU at Ohio State in the finals. Does that not, like, right off the top of your head, erase everything in the last 2 years you've done against?
And I know Sam will say no because he's got his Yost flannel on today. But again, and I'm going to go back to it.
Fits you well.
It does. You do wear it well.
Thank you.
And Terry, you're the respected media guy in the room. I am not, but I do want to run a theory by you.
All right.
If something like that happens, say Michigan lost, Ohio State won, or whatever, they won the national title, or Michigan and Ohio State both win, Ohio State beats Michigan. Not here in Detroit media, because we all know that there are extenuating circumstances in the media in this town. However, if something happens and Ohio State wins the national championship, it does wipe away the last 2 years. It does. Because you're playing for the ultimate stakes right now. And the people here, Terry, and Michigan fans aren't used to this kind of smoke. They're not. They're going to tell you it does. They're going to tell you it does
and
matter.
You know what?
Though.
They'd be telling the truth. It wouldn't for them because
of
the last 20 years, what Ohio State's done to them. They smacked them around, disrespected them, but they won the last 2 years. So that doesn't erase.
Jim 3, get yourself a drink, and he said, "Damn, D-Mac, way to ruin a fight." No. Listen, we fly right into the fire. Sometimes, you know what, that adversity, when you're in hell, the only way out is through. That's how I'm taking you, Michigan fans, right now. We're going to face our worst fears. And Todd's saying you might be right. That would be an extinction-level event if that happened. Right?
That would be
Embrace your fears, Sam, and take it. Don't back away from it. Like, it's the same thing with the Lions fandom. Head first. Throw everything out. I'm confident in your team that this game isn't too big for them, that Harbaugh will have them ready to play, and they're going to go out and take care of business.
TCU Ohio State would be a fun game to watch, though.
Yeah. A lot of points.
They're going to give them everything that they can handle. You know what I'm saying? And it might be closer than you think.
Do you have something, Terry?
Yeah. I'll give you this. If Ohio State beats Michigan or Ohio State wins the national title, which they'd have to do to beat Michigan, then the perception nationally would be that Ohio State is the team of the Big Ten again. That would be it. But here, those 2 losses are not erased because of the emotion of losing to that team so many times. But
is that true, Sam Flannel? I go to you.
I mean, I was there in 2021. I was in the big house for that one. I was at home watching this 2022 game where they took Ohio State's manhood in Columbus.
You were there. Okay, I get it.
No, I understand that. Those, you can never take those away. And one thing, Neal, that I have a little bit of issue with what you said, if Ohio State wins the national championship but doesn't have to beat Michigan for it, that too takes away Michigan beating them twice. The perception would be if Ohio State had to play Michigan again, Michigan would have beat them again.
That people will never think about that nationally. They'll never think it. This is the. Why don't they understand this, Spence?
Only you would try to take away Michigan victories over Ohio State.
This is for everything.
I understand that.
Yeah. This is for everything. There is no second prize. Second place is a set of steak knives.
Is it the if you're not first, you're last kind of situation?
I mean, yes, it is. This is the ultimate example of that. This is for everything, Sam Flannel.
So if Ohio State wins the national championship, you'd still brag about beating them?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, we beat the champs. We beat the champs. Terry,
that's a loser mentality. It's not a loser mentality.
Beating Michigan in basketball?
No, because Michigan is not a champ in basketball. Okay. They're garbage. I'm not even celebrating this victory. And I appreciate everybody. I've walked around the studios here and everybody's like, hey, man, good job. You guys beat Michigan. I'm like, who cares?
Whatever.
So what?
You know what's funny about that, Terry? Because we kind of ran into that with Oakland for a while there. Like, we get the pushback about the Michigan State, come close a couple of times and things like that. And I always ask, would you rather go to the NCAA tournament or would you rather beat Michigan State? 100 times out of 100, you'd rather go to the NCAA tournament. 100 times out of 100 than beat Michigan State. That's just that's just the way that it is.
Paid, you get an exposure.
It's national perception.
Right.
This is for the ultimate stake, Sam Flannel. You see,
I don't get it either.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
Let's look back over the last few years. We remember who won national championships. We don't remember who won the Big Ten, the SEC, or the ACC championships.
Thank you. Nobody remembers. Tell them about Swiss.
Swiss, and of course, we talk about Swiss Insurance, not a Hammond Swiss sandwich. Swiss Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in their community. It is very rewarding, but comes with great responsibility. If you sit in a local youth sports board, homeowners association, or a volunteer coach, directors and officers insurance is a must. Make sure the kids, parents, and volunteers are protected. Call Swiss Insurance today and go blue.
Most people see these guys as just athletes and want to see them perform real well and do real good. But at the end of the day, they're human beings. Yes. And so somebody that I cherish a lot, and ultimately I can just help facilitate this with all of you guys and all of my team. But this was really Jeff's idea, and I just wanted to do the best I could to make him, the Lions, and everybody in the community know that the players on the team love them and the people in the city.
It means the world to me. I know growing up, I wouldn't make it to where I was today without the help of other people. So
For sure.
be able to give back, I think it's the ultimate blessing.
We're going to be here to give them joy, give them hope, give them life, let them know they can accomplish greatness in their life. Yeah. And I think a lot of times in life, it comes to confidence.
Yes.
Once you lose confidence, it's very, very difficult to get to where you want to go, whatever your dreams are. Whether it's a painter, a mechanic, a pilot, an attorney, you got to believe. You got to believe that you can do it, that you can accomplish it. I'm really just trying to tell the kids and the parents that you can do it. You are doing great. You are parenting well.
Yeah.
Life has struggles and ups and downs. Ultimately, just letting them know that we're here to support, but yet they have a great opportunity at life still. They have a lot in front of them.
Yeah.
And always being there for them, even after the event's over. I think that's the biggest thing to me, is to let everybody know that we're here much after this 2-3 hour event today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Final segment of the year, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network,
Wow,
Neal
you
Ruhl.
didn't say that once.
Yeah, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Real quickly, WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Rack says, they don't remember the games Alabama loses the year they win national titles. That's exactly the story. Joey K71 says, if the Lions and Michigan both lose, I'm going to break in half. It's a big weekend. Real quick, let me get the people right. Saturday night. Saturday afternoon-ish. Ooh. I did the deep dive. Michigan's going to smash these guys, dude. I see it surfing between 7.5 and 8. Get the 7.5 where you can. Donovan Edwards, $190. As long as his hand's not in a cast, because Michigan won't. I reserve the right. If his hand's in a cast, I reserve the right to back out of that.
But he got over 200 against Ohio State with his hand in a cast, and he got 185 against Purdue with his hand in a cast. I don't think it'll matter.
It goes to this, and it's being consistent with everything I said. These games shrink. The players that play shrink. All of it. Donovan Edwards will be that dude.
How many carries?
Did you just say if he doesn't have a cast on, because what he's done with the cast on, he's going to go for 300?
Michigan, you know how Michigan
go for 300?
He will be north. He will be north of 15 carries. He'll be north of 15
You know what
carries.
I like? When we said the same thing, Neal was like, "Ooh, are you guys sure about that? You're disrespecting TCU. How come nobody thinks this team has got a shot?" Now this dude
Rushing gaps, dude.
The same damn thing, and we're supposed to accept
You know why?
it.
No, you know why?
That literally happened.
Because this week, when I started to look at it, I was like, man, I think TCU has the best player in the game. But you know what? They don't.
No.
Donovan Edwards is the best player in this game. Donovan Edwards is the best player on that field.
100%.
Maybe we discovered that before you did.
That's not what you said,
Silent
though.
service, is Mozzie playing tomorrow? Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He did, Terry.
He's playing if I'm Michigan, he's playing. D-Mac, you had a critical question about New Year's Eve.
Around the room, do you have, when the clock strikes midnight, do you have a special drink? Like, do you bourbon boys or whatever? I'm guessing that Spenny will just whatever's near him.
Anything open.
Anything open at that point.
He's still young.
How about you, Neal? Like, do you bourbon guys have a? Because if anybody behind pulling back the curtain, Neal sent out a Christmas morning, and it was one of the fine reserves that even the big boss man said, Neal, nice. Top shelf in it.
Christmas morning, we got in at 10 a.m., little Angel's Envy bourbon. We did that. Yes, I will. But here's the thing, and I'm curious about the people. Real quick in the motorsports.com chat thread, give the response. I do have to step lightly because the Lions are playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm at that age now where if I'm going to go in I'm going to pay a price the next day. Like, that's just the way that it is.
You wish you came over to my world.
Yeah, I do.
You do.
There are some mornings I do.
D-Mac, what are you going to have rolled up for?
I'm going to have the old Darren McCarty brand Black Eye number 4. That's the one that's going to be out in the 2023 that I've been working on, and it best exemplifies me. So you know it's going to be a fat hog blunt.
Detroit Dabber 313, sparking one up at midnight. T. Foss, what's your play?
My play is I may not be up at midnight. Last year, the only reason I saw midnight was because I woke up at 11:58.
Take a leak.
And then I was like, oh, my God. It's Happy New Year. So I'm not going to be at a party. I'll probably do some water.
I'll say this. If I am at home rather than at a party somewhere, it'll be probably McCollum 18. But
okay.
If I'm
I thought you were going to say that's blasphemy.
If I'm out, it'll probably be some champagne or something. Maybe a tequila shot.
Giovanni Moscheri says, I'm all in, baby. I like that attitude. What do you got cooking, Sam Flannel? It's a kiss of the wifey and go to sleep?
Probably, honestly, because I'm actually going to Ford Field for the Lions-Bears game the next day, and I need some recovery time. I mean, I'm not quite as old as you guys, but I am in my 30s, and those hangovers hit differently once you turn 30. So
yeah, wait till about 35. 35's the line.
I've heard you can never trust a fart over 30.
You guys all got my number.
That is true. No, that is
Wait
true.
till you turn 50.
Yeah, everybody, real quick, too. What a year.
Yeah, appreciate
what a year it's been here.
All you guys.
Yes,
you guys
absolutely.
are the reason.
Are we coming back next year?
Probably.
I got to talk to my agent.
Okay. Are we here Monday?
Yes.
No, Feldman Monday.
Feldman Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Better put that out to Terry.
Yeah, you should.
Feldman Monday, as a matter of fact. Hey, appreciate y'all. Much love. Have a good New Year. Be safe. But be a little reckless. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For Terry Foster, for Darren McCarty, for Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Have great holidays, everybody. Hey, we'll see you next year. Well, see you later.